So tell me about, speaking of celebrities, you performed on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Is that true?
Yeah, we did. That's one of the highlights of our career, because back in the day, unfortunately, a lot of kids don't remember this. I mean, that was the show, and here's the thing: the day, actually, the show is recorded in the afternoon, actually out there, and then it plays back at night. But the day we were there recording, everybody was there. Johnny was there, Doc was there, Ed. Tommy Newsom, because towards later on in the show, half the time Johnny wouldn't be there or Ed wouldn't be there, and so we got to see everybody. And I'll never forget the stage setup where we performed it was kind of to Johnny's left where his desk and stuff is, and I could see him when we were performing. And I looked over, and he was watching us and tapping along with his pencil. He was a drummer, and kind of smiling. And I was thinking, man, it doesn't get much better than this. Johnny Carson's over there, tapping along. We were doing the song "Super Love," and he was, tapping along and smiling. And that was definitely one of the highlights of our career for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I bet he would have liked after you with that drum. That good cadence it's got.
Yeah, he probably would have, but it was a blast for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's and you guys really have a resume like very few people. Like you can name drop with the best of them. I bet you're fun at parties. You have fun at parties.
It's funny. We don't think much about it, but then we sit down and start. Somebody will remember something, maybe a TV show we did, and frankly, I might have forgot about it. I mean, not to belittle it, but we did so many different things, and every once in a while, someone will mention maybe a big gig we played, and someone else will say, "Well, I forgot about that too," So again, I'm not bragging. It's just we're very lucky to have all those memories, I guess, is a good way to put it.
That's a pretty blessed kind of life, for sure.
It sure is, and the five of us are still around to have those memories, and we're definitely blessed for that reason. We're very lucky.
Absolutely. And you guys also released a documentary pretty recently. Is that 60 Years of Music and Exile?
Yeah.
Live in concert. Yeah. So it's just a concert.
Well, it's two different things.
How deep does it go?
Well, first of all, it was done by Kentucky Educational TV and PBS. They came to us last year, or maybe a year before it started, and wanted to do a documentary just because we'd been around so damn long. So, so they spent about a year, kind of doing interviews and interviewing some past members and other management and so forth, interviewing all of us. And so they put together, it's an hour-long documentary just about the history of the band. Then they also last year came to one of our concerts and recorded that, and then they released that. That is a separate production. Both are on PBS, and they usually run one right after the other. But so basically 2 hours of a documentary and a recorded concert, which it's pretty cool to do that. And when we were doing interviews, like you were saying, it takes you back to remembering things you might have forgotten. And of course, another interesting thing, if you ask the five of us about a certain event, you're probably going to get 5 different answers because everyone you all look at things from a different perspective, and
absolutely.
And some things, some guys don't even remember at all, so, and a few of them I didn't remember, someone reminded me. So
right.
Anyway,
I bet that happens.
We won't get into that
too much. So give me a memory or something that is not necessarily on the DVD, but that you're like a milestone kind of thing. Do you have any nugget that you can give us?
You mean me personally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this gets back to the rock and roll days. When Kiss You All Over was a huge hit, we actually went to England and there was a TV show called Top of the Pops, which was a huge music show there. So for one thing, it was just cool to go to London and be able to go to Abbey Road Studios and like everybody else walk across the street and that. But when you do that show, we had to re-record the song in England. It was a union thing. So there was a legendary British producer named Mickey Most, and he produced Herman's Hermits, the Dave Clark Five, the Who, all and he's a guy that when I would buy records through the years, I always saw his name on the record, because it's kind of a different name. So, at any rate, he was the head of the label in England. So we went into a studio where the Who recorded all their stuff, and he produced us re-recording "Kiss You All Over." And to me, I mean, I was just blown away. I'm going, here's this legendary British producer. We're in this legendary studio where the Who and all these other people recorded, and we actually did it in one day for the show. But stuff like that stands out in my mind, And
That's
again, each person would probably have something different that stands out, but that's something you just it's just something you dream about, and it when it comes about, it's very cool, and then looking back on it, it was just a cool deal.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That's cool. Part of what's cool about that is looking from my perspectives is seeing you and you guys. You're at the top of the heap as far as I'm concerned. But then I hear and I see you thinking about other people who you in your mind are the next level above you guys, with the just kind of being in awe of being in the place where they stood and in the studio they recorded in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's always, and there's still people that I look up to, and hopefully always will. Right. Another really cool thing. Oh, just a few years ago, we were doing the Opry. We do the Opry fairly often. And Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees, he was backstage. He had actually come there with a couple of people, and an extremely sweet guy, very friendly guy. I mean, I think I somehow started talking to his wife, and his wife said, "Well, you should, I'll bring him into the dressing room, and he comes in, takes pictures. Just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet." And I'm going, I'm standing here with Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees.
Yeah, total legend.
Oh, absolutely. So there's always some, and I think at every level, there's always another level up. And I hope we never get tired. I hope we never become jaded and don't appreciate. So that's, there's, like if I were to ever have a chance to meet McCartney or someone like that, I'd be freaking out, so. Yeah.
Well, is that so? Is McCartney, if you had a chance to collaborate with anybody?
Well, that's
McCartney would have to be pretty high on that list.
Yeah, go no farther. It would have to be McCartney, or I can't. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's the top of the heap there. So. And it'll never happen, but you can always dream, I guess.
Well, maybe he'll see this podcast. I'm sure he might see it. There's a chance he can see us. And call you up.
There's always a chance.
We'll put your phone number in the description just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Give me a call, Bob.